if you're a TOC raider or if you're in that rank, you would get primary or priority invites to that raid because that's your rank. And we're going to fill up those rating slots with people in that excuse me, rating rank first because that's their bracket, so to speak. From there, after those spots are filled up, if there's spots that are open left, we will then move to the higher rank, the ICC rank, and if there's anybody there that we can take down to fill those spots, we will do it with those people. After that, if there are still spots open, from there we may choose to pull some general raiders into the raid and see how it goes, or we may choose to call it and say we don't have the right people. Um, that's our decisions. If you're in a lower rank than the raid that's going on and you get pulled up into it, consider that an opportunity, but please don't ever expect it because for whatever reason you weren't ranked in that slot based on your performance or gear or whatever. And the idea is when we want to go into a raid, we want to be successful. And everybody knows we all love to be an ICC, but if we go to an ICC with a bunch of people that are doing 2,000 DPS, we won't succeed. And obviously, if we're taking time out of our day to go in a raid, the goal is to succeed. So you got to have the right people in there. We all been in raids before that that were wipes, that were fails because we didn't have the right people in there. It's not to leave anybody out or anything like that. It's just trying to organize it and trying to get the right people in there. Excuse me. So from there, this is the criteria we're using to rank people um, based on their performance. DPS is a pretty easy one. We can if you're a DPS, we're gonna rank you by your DPS performance, what your average DPS is. With tanks and heals, that's a little harder because there's too many different variables that go into play with a tank or a healer based on their class and how and their gear. There's too much going on. A paladin tank, stacks itself differently than a warrior tank. So the easiest way to get out of that one is we're just going to go by the gear score. And that's maybe not the right way to do it, but it's the easy way for right now. We're going to come up with some numbers, and they're going to be basically based on the wowheroes.com. If that says you're ready for a certain raid, we're gonna say okay, we're gonna go with that, and we can look that up, and that's the gear scoring criteria we'll use for that. Now for DPS, this is what it'll be. General Raider is basically your 80, and you're going into raids, and we're just going to leave that one big open thing. They'll cover OS, NAX, or anything like that if we choose to do those. Um, any other raids outside of TOC and ICC kind of fall in that bracket. The TOC ranking would be the next level up. We're going to ask that you have a minimum, I say minimum, 2,800 to 3,000 DPS. That's what we're looking for. And then the ICC Raider will be 3,800 to 4,000, somewhere in there, kind of a minimum to get into that ranking for your DPS. Are these the right numbers? I did some research on it. Everybody has a different opinion. These are the numbers that this guild came up with. Some might say that's a little low, while we say, well, we'll give it a go and we'll see how it goes. So those are the numbers we're going with. So that's that. Okay, I explained all this already. Just going over my notes. Bear with me. All right, as far as just, accepting raids, let's go to the calendar here. Let's pick this one right here. Here's a raid. There's people that accepted, there's people that put tentative, and people that declined. Those people did things right. These people didn't do anything, and we're just going to consider all those declined. We ask that you respond to a rating on your calendar somehow. You got to accept, tentative, and decline. Pick one. If you know you're going to be there, click accept. If you're thinking, yeah, I might be there, or maybe I'll be there, or we'll see, go ahead and click tentative. That's totally fine. And if you know you're not going to be there and don't want to be, or you don't want to be part of the raid, click decline. This just helps us get a better idea of who's going to be there. The people who clicked accepted will be the priority invite people over those who click tentative. But there is nothing wrong with clicking tentative if you're not sure. Um, let's talk a little bit about personal responsibility. There's responsibilities involved both from the guild leaders and from you as the individual. We assume that it's your responsibility as a guild member to continue to gear yourself and increase your performance. This guild is full of people that would love to help you out, but it's going to take you need to take it upon yourself to seek out that help. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door, do you need help? There's just too many people. If you're looking for some help, or you're at a standstill, or you're stuck, or you have a question, this guild's got some cool people in it. Just ask. There's officers, GMs, whatever. Just go ahead and ask. Um, it's the leadership's responsibility to provide you with an opportunity to raid and to further this guild's raiding progression. So we'll put the raids out there, but if you're not happy with how you're ranked, or hey, I think I should be in a higher, it's going to take you. It's going to take you to go into the new 5-mans that are out there. There's some good gear that drops in there. It's going to take you to go out and get some those emblems to gear yourself. It's going to take you to do that. We can help if you need, but you'll have to ask. But you got to take that ownership on yourself. What else should I cover? That's basically the mechanics of it. Understand that the hearts of the leadership of the guild are in the right place, but also understand we're human and we'll make mistakes, and we just ask that forgive the mistakes, but also if you think things aren't right, or if you think there's something wrong, communicate with us. We're cool people, and we'd love for you to bring any issues that you have, and a lot of times what happens out of that is the guild gets better. If you can come up, if you see an issue and you bring it up to us, we can make change. But if we don't know something's broken, we can't fix it. You know, I've seen people before where they get mad about something, they hold it, and everybody else is oblivious to it, and all of a sudden one day they leave the guild and nobody knew what was going on. When a lot of times it was just a minor little thing that could have been fixed, a miscommunication. Be open with us because we'll be open with you. Um, if we and it works both ways. If we see issues with you, it's our responsibility to be straight with you. If there's something that we see, we're gonna address it. At the end of the day, we've got to have a guild that works well together, and I think that's what everybody wants is a place where they can go relax and have fun. Seriously, there's a lot of fun people. We like to have a good time, but when it comes to rating, we like to get it done, and we like to move on. Um, Outside of that, I think that's all I got. If you're a current guild member looking at this, um, if you got any questions, bring it up. If you're somebody new that's looking at this to check out our guild, I'm telling you, we're a cool group of people. Give us a try. The worst that could happen is you consider us not a good fit for you. And like I said, there's a place for everybody. And any time you spent with us, will be a good thing. So that's all I got, and we will talk to you later. Okay, one more thing that I forgot to mention, and sorry about that, but our raiding times. We raid from 6 o'clock p.m. server time to 9 o'clock p.m. server time. That's 3 hours of raiding. The days vary at this point, but pretty much there's quite a few times in the week we're raiding, but those are the times. We stop at 9 o'clock p.m. server time regardless. We don't go past that. If we don't think that we got enough time to down the boss before that 9 o'clock time slot, we stop. That just keeps everybody um, in the loop, everybody knowing what to expect. Um, so that's where that is. So again, thanks for watching, and sorry about the add-on.